Alright, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue with our Quebec City Ace Nordiques. We're at the middle to end of Year 8, a regular season. We're up here at the trade deadline right here. We have a few more games to go, but in this video, we're going to get the rest of the regular season done. We're going to check up all the stats, and then we're going to lead it into the playoffs for the next video. Now, I was asking you guys, in the last one, if we should make any changes to this team, but you know what? Our record is pretty good, 35, 18, and 5. Our one problem was the penalty kill, but you know what? I was reading your comments, and one of you guys pointed out something to me that I got to start taking a look at a little bit more when taking a look at this, right? So our penalty kill percentage, all the stats other than penalty kill looks pretty good. Our penalty kill is 26th in the NHL. But one thing that I did not notice about this, look at this, times shorthanded. How many times are you shorthanded? We are the best team in the NHL, right? With the least amount of penalties, 156. So going back to what I said in the last video about, how the simulation engine works, if we're only taking 156, it seems like the power play goals or penalty kill goals still need to go in. So that's why our penalty kill is so low, because we only take so many, right? The top team in the NHL, we're at 156. The top teams, I mean, they're up here with like 256, right? So we're a very disciplined team this year. So it's actually not that bad of a penalty kill, considering we're not taking that many penalties to begin with, right? So that's one thing I wanted to show you guys. And another thing was you guys were saying, try somebody else out on the penalty kill other than Kyle Clifford, because since we're taking so little penalties, if we can increase that penalty kill percentage to be like one of the best, well, not one of the best in the NHL, but one of the best leading into the playoffs, then, I mean, I think we got all the bases covered, right? So one player that I wanted to try in the penalty kill with Casey Cizikas was our new pickup. Where is he? Ty Ratty. The reason for this is he's 81 overall. He's got a really good shot, so he might be able to get some shorthanded goals for us, and his defensive awareness is 89. Shot blocking 85, stick checking 80. So he's actually pretty good defensively, right? And I don't think he's taken that many penalties this year. I mean, yeah, so far this year he's got no penalty minutes, right? So a perfect guy to have on the penalty kill, because he's always going to be available. So we'll try out Ty Ratty on the penalty kill. We're going to leave Jonathan Huberdeau and Jordan Eberle on the second line still. And everything else, we are good to go. We're not going to make any changes. We're not going to make any trades. We don't need anything, all right? So Eddie Lack is still our starter, goalie rotations, all that good stuff. So let's see. Hang on. Last but not least, it was like 78 something. I just want to make sure. I just want to see if it's gone up by the end of the year. 78.8, right? So 78.8. So let's see if our penalty kill gets slightly better before the end of the year. All right. So, I don't want to really track it all the way here. We got 75 points. We are 2 points behind Pittsburgh and 4 points behind the Phoenix Coyotes. All right, so we can still catch these teams for the President's Trophy. Just trying to see if we have any games against the Phoenix Coyotes. We got one more game. Yeah, I think we just lost one. Yeah, we just lost one right there. We got one more game against the Phoenix Coyotes, so that's a big one. So let's simulate to that day. All right, but if we want to win that President's, we got to win a lot of games here. We got to get to at least 50 wins. So that's another, 15 wins we got to get. Let's get it done, boys. There you go. That's a big win against Buffalo. Philadelphia, they got a decent record. Yeah, there's a loss in regulation. Don't worry about that. As long as we're a playoff team, it's not the end of the world if we don't win that President's Trophy. But with the team that we have, we can get it done this year. We can definitely get it done. Looks like the Tampa Bay Lightning, they're going to be a playoff team again this year. That's good. Our rivals. We beat them last year, right? Or did they beat? You know what? I forget. Whatever. Scouting assignments. Yeah, it was like the Rangers that beat us last year. They just had the really good team. We beat Tampa Bay in the second round, I believe. All right, so WHL for forwards. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea getting some forwards scouted. Yeah, we'll go WHL for forwards, those two guys, 6 weeks. Okay? And actually, you know what? You guys were saying, why don't you scout a goalie? Might actually not be a bad idea, because I missed out on that Brathwaite guy last year. The only thing is with the team that we have, I would rather just trade for a goalie at this point, right? Why draft a goalie and have to wait 3 or 4 years? I'm ready to trade for a goalie, but we'll just try it out. Jaden Cowan, Dave Clough, and Ernest Gunderson, WHL, United States, and National League. All right, so we'll start off with the National League for this guy. The goalies. Let me just go top 10 so I can find him easily. National League. Is it this one, Simliga? Nope. Where's the National League? Is it this one? Which one's the National League? It's hang on. I'll find it. Oh, is that top 10? I saw a top 10. Hang on. Well, maybe it was the American. There it is, the Swiss League. All right, so Cowan. 6 weeks. Yeah, that should be good enough for him. That'll definitely get him scouted. There's only 4 players in there. All right, so there you go. That's taken care of. We'll check out the goaltender problem next year in the offseason. We don't need to do anything at this year's trade deadline. We have our team. We want to win the Stanley Cup. Okay? Anaheim Ducks, pretty good record. You know what? I need a drink. All right, so doing pretty good so far. 38, 19, and 6. We got a big game now against the Phoenix Coyotes. Let's see where the standings look like. We got 82 points. We are leading the Eastern Conference, which is good news. And we are 2 points behind the Phoenix Coyotes. So this is a big game. This is very much a big game. So because it is, let's do a real-time simulation, okay? We're not going to take our time with it. We'll just get it done, but let's just see what happens. Come on now, boys. McMillan. Who's that guy? Is that a draft pick? No, I don't think he's a draft pick. The Phoenix Coyotes, we got to watch out for Dauphin, though. Come on, boys. We can beat these guys. I want to win that Presidents. Phoenix Coyotes, they've been tearing it up in the Western Conference. It's not fair. They don't get to play us enough. Power play goal for Nordgren. Jesus, I don't think. There you go, Morgan Riley. All right, we're still in this. Hang on a second. They got Mike Smith. Yeah, 87 overall goal. Well, don't know about 87 overall anymore. This is like 8 years in, but still a pretty good goalie over there. Come on, can somebody tie up the game? Power play? No, not looking good. Power play? No, not looking good. You're going to give them a point? Yeah, they're going to get it. They're going to get 2 points in regulation. Ooh. So the Phoenix Coyotes beat the Quebec City Ace Nordiques again. That's the second time in the last 2 games this season, right? We may have faced them more, but last 2 games they've beat us. So that's a big loss to the President's Trophy race, right? And that's a 4-point game right there. So that's rough. We can still come back, but, man, we got to start winning some games. So I'll go to the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. The last 5 games, all right? So we'll simulate up to this Saturday against Buffalo. So the trade deadline, not going to make any moves. Nope, continue. We're not even going to look at any trades. We don't need to. So Jordan Eberle with 26 goals. Yuri Kapitanov, 50 assists. He's definitely come back down a little bit. I mean, the first quarter of the year, he had just as many assists as he did games played, right? So he came back down to earth, but still a really good season for Yuri Kapitanov after I gave him that alternate. Now, let's see. Can we finish off the year in good style? I want to get to 50 wins. Come on, boys. At least first in the Eastern Conference. If we can't catch Phoenix, you know what? Not the end of the world, but we can win this Eastern Conference. No excuses why we can't. Big win against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Montreal Canadiens. Let's see what kind of record they have. 34, 26, and 5. Yeah, they're a playoff team, it looks like. Got to beat them. Come on now. Don't have 22 losses. Don't have 22 losses. There you go. Starting to win some games right now. Boston Bruins, they're 30 and 30. We can beat them. There you go. There's another win. The Colorado Avalanche, 37 and 24. We can beat them. Let's go. Don't have 22 losses. Overtime loss, so we still got a point out of that one. That's good. Keep those points coming, boys. Keep those points coming. Keep on getting wins. There you go. All right, our team is actually on a pretty good stretch right now. I don't know what that is, but I think that's points in like 6 games. 5 wins or something like that. We're doing good. Keep it up. Tampa Bay Lightning, our rival in the Eastern Conference. There's another win. All right, boys, we're going on a pretty good stretch right here. I like it. I like it a lot. Toronto Maple Leafs, once again, 37-31. We beat them. Boston Bruins. Come on, no, I don't want to see 22 losses. Oh, there you go. Okay, so let's just stop it right there. That was a nice little stretch that we went on. 1 win, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 wins and 1 overtime loss in our last 7 games, all right? So we're definitely tearing it up. 4 more games before the last 5, so come on. Win at least 2, okay? At least 2. Do not go on a losing streak right now. I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true. So after that nice little winning streak, we lost 2 in a row now. 2 in a row in regulation. Come on, boys. Get a few more wins so we can have that nice run to 50. All right, so we got what I think like 7 games remaining with 45 wins. We got to win 5 to get to 50. It's a tall order. Can't lose these games. Come on. We beat the Ottawa Senators. There you go. That's a big win. If we can win this game against the Montreal Canadiens, I mean, we set ourselves up for a good finish here in the last 5 games. Come on now, 47 and 30. That'd be a great record. They got a decent record as well. They're trying to scrape themselves into the playoffs. There you go. There's another big win. All right, so we're back on a 3-game winning streak. All right, so the way the standings look right now, we have 5 games remaining, 4 of those games at home. All right, so we have exactly what we need. Let's see here. All right, so we are first in the Eastern Conference. The Carolina Hurricanes trail us by 3 games. We do not have any games against them, but still, we got to win some. We got to win some games to stay above them. And in the Western Conference, damn, man, the Phoenix Coyotes, they just did not slow down at all. 110 points already. We can't catch them. I mean, we can catch them technically. We could win every single one of our games, get to 111 points, and if they don't get another point, then we can catch them. But man, Phoenix Coyotes, man, they got a good team over there in the Western Conference. But you see what I mean about those two losses that we had to them? If we won those two games in regulation, they'd be at 106 points, and we'd be at, what, 105, right? So those two losses against the Phoenix Coyotes before the trade deadline, those were the two big daggers to the President's Trophy. So let's at least go for that Eastern Conference title, all right? We'll simulate to the last two games here. Buffalo Sabres, 36, 32, and 8. Can we beat them in regulation? Come on. Come on. There you go. That's another... Man, we're getting a lot of shutouts lately. Good job, Eddie Lack. Almost 40 wins on the season. I think I saw him up there in the goals against their save percentage categories as well. So this team is a really good team that we've assembled this year. Definitely. There's another win. All right, one more win for the 50-win season. And that's a good year for Quebec City. All right, there's the loss. Don't worry about that. That was a regulation loss as well. Two more games against the Islanders and against the... What was the other team? The Tampa Bay Lightning, our last game of the season. So we'll just go through the Islanders. They're a sub-500 team. We should be able to beat them. Come on now. Overtime loss or regulation loss? No, another shutout. Man, Eddie Lack. He's tearing it up. I think he's got like at least 3 or 4 shutouts in the last stretch that we've been on. QMJHL, even though I sent him to... the Swiss League. Let's see. All right, so that guy, he's been fully upgraded, or fully scouted, it looks like. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. We draft a goalie like that, we're waiting. I don't know if I want to wait. The other guy was in the United States, and the other guy was in, what's it called? The WHL, I believe. So there you go. And the last game of the season. Let's see if anything is on the line. We have 107 points. I don't think that any Eastern Conference team can catch us like that. And the Phoenix Coyotes 116. I mean, they've locked it up. So we've got second place. No one can catch us, and we can't catch anybody. We got second place. So the last game in the regular season against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we win it. All right. So 50. I asked for 50, and our team gave us 51. 51, 24, and 7. All right, 20 games above 500, 51 and 31. Really good year for Quebec City. Really good year. No complaints from me here. All right, we'll check out the stats here. Goals against average. Look at that. Eddie Lack first in the NHL. It's weird, isn't it? You know, this is why I keep going back to Eddie Lack, because I know he does give us good seasons, but then he'll have like a stretch or two where he just plays horrible, and it affects his stats of the whole season. But here's another year where our team played good the whole year, and Eddie Lack was leading the league in goals against average and save percentage. Oh, no, sorry, third in the league for save percentage. So he's doing good with a good team on front of him. You know what I mean? So Eddie Lack, he definitely earned his contract this year. Wins Eddie Lack with 41 points. Dauphin, there you go. He helped win his team the Presidents, no doubt about it. Tampa, Drouin, Stamkos. Dauphin, Drouin, and Stamkos. These guys are the leaders for sure. But then you got Huberdeau and Capitana, 4 and 5. All right, so it's not like we're way behind there. Assists, Huberdeau and Kapitanov, 3 and 4. Goals, are we up there? We're not up there for goals. That's okay. We got depth goal scoring on this team. We have 109 points. We won the Eastern Conference, and we were second in the NHL, only to the Phoenix Coyotes. All right, pretty good year. Our AHL team, 56, 15, and 1, so not as good as last year, but still really good. And let's take a look at all the stats here. Actually, you know what? First things first, let's just see who we have in the playoffs, just in case there's another few games here to be played for the computer teams. All right, stop simulation. So, you know what? Didn't I ask for this? I said this in the last playoffs. It's like, we keep on facing the same teams in the playoffs. Why haven't we faced a team like the Philadelphia Flyers? Here we go. We got the Philadelphia Flyers, a team that we have not faced in 8 years in playoff runs in the first round. So, this is going to be a new look series right here. So, Stats Central, let's take a look at everything. Team standings. Let's see what the final standings for this was. Points, there you go. Seconds. And, 1, 2, 3, 4, 111, 113, 114, 112, yeah. So if we would have won those 2 games against Phoenix, just take those 2 games, put W's for us and 2 regulation losses for them, we would have had 113 points, they would have had 112 points. So right there, you lost the President's Trophy with those 2 games to Phoenix, right there. All right, so... That's a good rivalry we got going. Phoenix versus Quebec City, even though we're in separate divisions still. All right, so goals for per game, we were 5th in the NHL, so we kind of slowed down a little bit towards the end of the year, but goals against is probably really good. Goals against per game, yeah, I mean, I'd rather have a better goals against than a better goals for, right? And I mean, what is it? Goals for, top 5, goals against, top 3. We are poised for a deep playoff run right now, boys. Absolutely. If our team keeps playing this way, that is. Power play percentage, 2nd in the NHL. Special teams is a specialty for us right now. Penalty kill percentage, look at that. With Ty Ratty up there, it actually got better, 81.3%. And we were still the best team, the best disciplined team, all right? So it's been going up, and we're taking the least amount of penalties, right? So you can make the argument since the trade deadline, it's been top 10. It's just because the beginning part of the season, it's so low that the weighted really pulls it down, right? But since the trade deadline, we're still taking the least amount of penalties, and our penalty kill is top 15. Just give me top 15, right? So, I mean, that's great news for us. Shorthanded goals for, let's see, 11th in the NHL, so maybe Ty Ratty a whole year might improve that. Home record 25-13-3, away record 26-11-4, and the last 10 we're coming into the playoffs 7-3-0. So everything is looking good for us right now. Everything. Player stats for the NHL. Let's see this. And let's see who did good for us this year. I don't think the first line finished the year how they started the year. They were like 2-point-a-game players. I think they came back down to earth a little bit. But there it is. That's a big year for Jonathan Huberdeau. 90-point season for Jonathan Huberdeau. 30 goals, 60 assists. Beautiful. This guy, the captain, really is the captain. Jordan Eberle, a really good year for Jordan Eberle as well. 30 goals, 36 assists for 66 points. Obviously, you'd like him to have that 70-point year, but you know what? It's a 66-point season with 30 goals, all right? So that's good enough for me. Barkov, 3rd on our team in forwards with 54 points. Now remember, even though he's 3rd line time, he stole the 2nd line power play time from our 2nd liner. So our 3rd line is probably going to have more points because they had the power play time the whole year, all right? So don't look at guys like what's his name, Mueller, right, and Cizikas and be like, they're not getting anything. They didn't get any power play time the whole year. So technically, they're more like 3rd liners now, right? So that's all I'm saying. Barkov, 54 points. Mantha, 48 points. That's kind of low for Mantha for 2nd line time and 2nd line power play time, but you had to play him, right? Peter Mueller, 33 points with no power play time. That's good enough for me. Ty Ratty, only 32 points with power play time, with penalty kill time, and 3rd line, right? So he had the goals, but still kind of low for points. Cizikas, only 27. Maybe next year Cizikas should go back in for the first line. Oh, wait. Did he play on the... I can't... No, he didn't play in the 2nd line power play. But maybe next year Cizikas should get back on the 2nd line power play, right? Because his offensive awareness is good enough. Terrell, right, Shore, Hartikainen, Clifford, all these guys. Defenseman, Yuri Kapitanov, 89 points in 82 games. So, 1 goal behind Jonathan Huberdeau. But you guys see what I mean about the goal scoring? We could have 150 goal scorer, we could have 250 goal scorers, or we could have 330 goal scorers, right? I mean, it's the same thing. So Yuri Kapitanov, 29 goals, Eberle, 30 goals, and Huberdeau, 30 goals. They all just even out, all right? The extra 30 assists, though, that Eberle doesn't get, that's the difference. But I'm still fine with our first line. Morgan Riley, 50 points, what a great year. Ekblad, 35, all right, all these. And then last but not least, goaltenders. That's more like it. That's like the years that I've been expecting out of Eddie Lack and Markstrom. Well, Markstrom, barely 20 games, a really good record, solid wins from the backup, and Eddie Lack, 2.12 goals against average, 41 and 19, all right? Better save percentage than Markstrom, and how many shutouts did he have? 11 shutouts, all right? He had a lot there at the end, for sure he did. Oh, you know what? We'll check out the, I always forget to do that. We'll check out the individual stats for every other team in the playoffs. Hang on a sec. Come on now, loading screen. There you go. All right, so Quebec City, let me just go to NHL. All right, so the points, Jonathan Drouin, Dauphin, Stamkos. There you go. There's your top 8, just like that. Well, you know what? Hang on. All skaters. Goals. Drouin had 61 goals. Jesus. Assists. Looks like that. Points. All right. We'll go to defensemen. Don't worry about Yuri Kapitanov. That doesn't count. Run blends. All right. All these guys. Goals. Morgan Riley, the most goals out of the defenseman. So he had a great year. And then goaltenders. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, right? Mike Smith. Jeremy Smith, all right, yeah, and then everyone else like 50 games played. So the goalie problem is still happening for us, but whatever. Okay, so there you go. Year 8 is a successful year. We can, oh, you know what? Second last thing, just compare it to the previous years. So we've had better regular seasons with 114 points, 113 points, the years that we won the Cup. But you know what? Our goals against this year was the lowest that it's ever been, 1.79, all right? Goals for could be a little bit higher, but it's good enough. I like the way our team is looking this year. I think we're poised for another deep Stanley Cup run. All right, but we got to get by the first round before we start going crazy here. I don't know what the Philadelphia Flyers are all about. I haven't faced them in the playoffs at all. I don't know what players they have. I didn't mean to go to awards, so it should be interesting. We'll check that out in the next video, but last but not least, the playoff tree. There you go. That's the way it looks. So if you guys have any suggestions about any line changes, let me know. I think we can leave everything the way it is. I like the way our team is playing. So, yeah, wish us luck, and I will see you in the next video.